Hello, I'm Alistar, and I'm gonna do an interview with my papa.
Hi there.
Hi. Okay, first.
Well, why don't we introduce your names?
I'm Alistar.
You did that.
And he is
And I am Papa.
Papa, also known as
as Paul.
Paul. Nice, good job.
And the first question is, where did you grow up?
Well, technically, I never did grow up, but I grew up where I was young. We first lived in Northville, New York, on South Main Street, and it was the oldest house in town. And then we moved to Benson, which is outside of Northville. It's about 5 miles away. And I lived there until I graduated from college and went on. And but that was up in the woods. It was a big town. 65 people lived there. So
Big town.
obviously, growing up there was a different experience. Okay.
Okay.
What's your next question?
So the next question is, where did you go to school?
I went to school. Okay. I went to Northville Central School for my elementary and high school. And then I went to Fulton Montgomery Community College. And then I went to Oswego. And I got a bachelor's degree from Oswego and an associate's degree from Fulton Montgomery.
Yes.
Wow, that's a lot of degrees.
A lot of degrees. Yeah. Okay. Third question. Do you remember any of your teachers?
I keep mentioning one, Mrs. Vertucci. She was my 5th grade teacher. Okay, I don't know why she always stands out. I think she was just a cool teacher. There was other teachers that I had that were, had history and science. And we did have a science teacher who was Russian.
Oh, wow.
And he was very much Russian. And his name was Dmitry Pedanov. And he didn't speak very good English. He was, I'll tell you a joke. Okay, one of the kids in class is Jimmy Casey. Okay, but he was not Jimmy Casey Jr. He was Jimmy Casey the third, and the teacher called him James H. Casey the third. Didn't sound too good. But then that was one story. But then there was another one that was where Bruce. I took physics with the class ahead of me because it was
Smart.
I like physics. I like science. And he told Bruce one day, Bruce, sit where Margaret's sitting. So he went and sat on Margaret's lap.
He said it.
So yes, I remember a couple of my teachers.
Okay, next question. What were the names of your parents and grandparents?
My father was Frank Nelson Eddy, and his father was Roy Eddy. Roy Eddy ran a bait shop in Northville, and he also ran the roller coaster.
Ooh.
And the carousel.
Nice.
Back when the Sacandaga Park, before the Sacandaga Reservoir, which is now called the Great Sacandaga Lake, before it was built. And my mother, Winona Eddy, her parents were DeForest and Alta Manzer, and they lived in the farm where we wound up living. And I forgot to tell you, my father's mother's name was Marcella. Different.
Mm-hmm.
And you know something?
What?
We almost had a kid named Marcella.
Nice.
I wonder who that could have been.
I wonder who.
Maybe you're related to her.
Maybe.
Hey.
Okay. Did you have any? No. Okay. No. Number 5 is, did you have any siblings or pets?
I had one brother. I still have one brother. Okay, so it's not a had, it's a have. And he lives out near Rochester, New York. And he's older than me. He's 80. Okay. And pets. When I was young, my parents had a dog named Pal. And then they had another dog named Pal. And then they had another dog
Oh, yes,
named
pal.
Pal. Now, we had a dog, we had Schroeder, and then we had King.
Mm-hmm.
King was really special. King was a golden retriever, and he was really a super dog. We had cats, but I won't go into that too much because they didn't have a good ending.
Oh.
So, but the dogs were special.
Okay. Number 6 is, what was your first or favorite job?
Well, my first job was I worked for myself. Okay, I had a paper route. I sold grit. I made pot holders and sold them in the what was called the glove factory in Northville, where we lived. And when we moved to Benson, I raised chickens, and I sold eggs and poultry. And I actually had a business cards called Paul's Poultry, and that was pretty special.
You might have heard
And
some
then
things
when I
about
went to
Paul's.
college, I got a job because I was taking chemistry at the time. The chemistry teacher said, "Hey, anybody need a job?" Of course I need a job. I got a job at a chemical plant, Cork K Chemical. And that took me on out to where we are now after many years working for the state.
Okay.
You want to hear about that?
Okay. Number 7. Where was your favorite spot for vacation?
Well, I remember one place where my parents took me. It was Moffitt's Beach. It's up in the Adirondacks. And I don't know why it was special other than, we went to the beach and had a good time. And there was the other place that was special. It was Northampton Beach Campsite. Why is that special? Because I worked there. I used to pick up paper, pick up garbage, do all sorts of fun things. And my dad actually worked on building the place back many years ago. Before that, okay. And we had big parking lots. We had 200 and some campsites.
Wow.
So it was pretty big. When I say picked up garbage, we picked up a lot of garbage. We filled a truck, overflowed sometimes. But between that and cleaning toilets, it was a pretty good job.
No. Did you know where your parents/grandparents were born or lived?
Okay, my father was born in. It's either in. I think it was at their home in near the Sacandaga Reservoir, where it was, because he was very young at the time, and he was born in 1918. Both of them were born in 1918, and my mother was born up in Benson.
That's a tiny town.
Yeah. So they were kind of local to the area. Okay.
Next question, number 9. Do you remember any historic events growing up?
Historic events.
Where were you when?
Well, I don't know what you mean by historic, other than we did have, growing up, there was a person who murdered some folks. His name was Garrow, and he was escaped, and the police were all over the area looking for him, and they found him not too far away. So that was a historic event for the area. So that was pretty famous at the time, and you know, I'm glad I didn't have to put up with Mr. Garrow.
Yeah.
So, but he killed some people in one of the campsites
Oh.
nearby.
Oh.
Hey,
How about like September 11th? That's a historic event. Do you know where you were when that happened?
I wasn't there. I did live, of course, through September 11th, the planes crashing into the World Trade Center.
Yeah.
I worked for the State Emergency Management Office. I was in charge of some of the things for the PSC, and I stayed there for a couple of days. Family was home alone, and that was not a nice event. That was historic because there was over 3,000 people that were killed, and you know, events like that are the kind of things that I don't know if you try to remember them or not, try to forget them. So, but I've lived through everything that's happened between now, 1946 when I was born and today. So,
Well, last question. Do you have anything handed down?
You might want to explain what you're looking for in that one.
Like from your parents or grandparents or great-grandparents and so on?
Things that used to be theirs that you
it
treasure.
used to be theirs. I have a table saw downstairs that used to be my father's. I have some tools that were my dad's.
Don't worry, Mommy's already called dibs on those.
And one thing that my dad taught me was respect, and I have that. So that was very important. So there was not just the physical things that the tools and the equipment that I have that were his or my mom's. It's the way in which we brought up in the Christian life, as they were both Christians, and it's very important. Okay. Now, do you have any more questions?
No.
Because I have a question for you.
What?
Why are there no sports questions? Oh no. What was my favorite sport? My question to you, what was my favorite sport?
Can you guess?
Football?
You dribble it and you shoot it?
Oh, basketball.
Basketball. Yeah, that's my favorite sport. So thank you very much for this interview, and
Wait, if he's
next time I want more sports questions.
if he likes basketball, you've got to ask him what his favorite team is.
Uh-oh.
Go ahead.
What's your favorite team?
Syracuse.
Syracuse.
Go Syracuse. Okay. All right. Well, thank you very much. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much, sir.